program will show 777 servicing points. We will see equipment centers, supplying electrical power, fueling, engine checks, auxiliary power unit servicing, hydraulic servicing, main landing gear, nose landing gear, pneumatics and conditioned air, waste and water servicing, and cargo doors. Equipment centers. Use the forward access door just forward of the nose gear on the bottom of the airplane to get access to the forward equipment center. You will need a lift or a ladder to reach the door. The flight crew oxygen bottle may be serviced from this optional remote servicing location. There are 3 ways to get access to the main equipment center. You can use the door just aft of the nose gear, or the door at the forward left corner of the forward cargo compartment, or the door in the aisle near the left forward passenger entry door. Supplying electrical power. The external power panel is just aft and to the right of the nose gear. To supply electrical power, begin by putting the electrical ground power cart to the right of the nose landing gear. Open the external power panel door and loosen and unhook both restraining straps. Then insert a power plug into the primary power receptacle and attach the restraining strap to the power cable. If you need more ground power capacity, you can now connect secondary external power. Now turn the power on at the ground cart. There are 2 indicator lights above each receptacle. Both lights will come on when you supply good quality power. The airplane now has ground handling power. To continue the power-up sequence, use the passenger entry door to go into the cabin. Warning: make sure the airplane is depressurized before you open any doors. Pull the exterior handle outboard from the recess in the passenger door. Turn the exterior handle to unlatch and lift the door. Pull the door outboard and forward until the hold-open hook engages and the door is in the fully open position. To supply ground service power, go to the attendant's switch panel and push the ground service switch. To supply external power to the airplane main buses, push the external power switches on the electrical panel. This is on the P5 overhead panel. Fueling. Position the fuel truck under the left wing, outboard of the engine. The 777 has a refuel station with 2 refuel adapters on the leading edge of the left wing. A fueling station on the right wing is optional. To avoid injury, always make sure the leading edge slats are deactivated when you refuel the airplane. With the ground handling bus powered, the refuel station gets power when you open the door. A placard on the inside of the refuel station door gives the refuel procedure. Quantity indicators on the refuel panel show the quantity of fuel in each tank. The load select quantity selectors and load select switches permit you to set the fuel load. If you set the fuel load, The refuel valves close automatically when the correct quantity of fuel is in the tank. You can also see fuel quantities on the primary display system in the flight deck. After you connect the fueling nozzles to the refuel adapters, use the fueling procedure to fuel the aircraft. When fueling is complete, remember to release the hold-open rods before you close the refuel station door. Engine checks. On the Pratt & Whitney and the General Electric engines, the engine oil tank is on the left side under the fan cowl. An access door allows for engine oil servicing without opening the cowling. On the Rolls-Royce engine, the engine oil tank is on the right side under the fan cowl. This installation also has an access door for oil servicing. For servicing connections for the IDG and backup generators, Pratt & Whitney and General Electric engines have an access door on the bottom of the thrust reverser. Rolls-Royce has 2 access doors on the bottom of the fan cowl. Check the engine and generator oil levels on the primary display system. The 777 engines have a power door opening system, or PDOS, for the fan cowls and thrust reverser halves. If you open the engine cowls, make sure you first open all latches to prevent damage. Use the PDOS switches on each side of the inlet cowl to open the fan cowls. The switches to open the thrust reverser halves are under the fan cowls on the aft inlet bulkhead. There is a service interphone jack on the right side of each engine near the PDOS switch. APU servicing. The APU is in the tail of the airplane. To maintain the APU, you must open the APU access doors on the bottom of the airplane. You will need a lift to open the APU doors. You open the vent doors before you open the main access doors. You do oil servicing at the front of the APU. There is an oil fill port and an oil level sight gauge. The oil level sight gauge has a scale for when the APU is running and a scale for when the APU is not running. You can also use the primary display system to check the APU oil level. Hydraulic servicing. The air-driven pump, or ADP, service door is on the left wing to body fairing, just aft of the left wheel well. The hydraulic service door is on the other side of the airplane, just aft of the right main landing gear door. The central fill station in the ground service bay lets you fill all 3 hydraulic reservoirs from this location. The reservoir fill quantity gauge lets you see all 3 fluid levels. There are also sight glasses on the reservoirs. The center system reservoir is in the right wheel well, and the left and right system reservoirs are in the related engine struts. Hydraulic fluid levels also show on the primary display system. Main landing gear. Make sure down lock pins are in place when you work near or around the landing gear. The P56 panel is aft of the main landing gear doors. Use the P56 panel to operate the main wheel well lights, close the main landing gear doors, and arm and open all landing gear doors. There are gear unsafe lights in each main landing gear wheel well. You can test the gear unsafe light on the P56 panel. Always use the landing gear door safety pins to avoid injury. The axle jacking points used to change main landing gear tires are on the forward and aft axles. A tire inflation valve and a tire overpressure relief valve are on the outer halves of the wheels. Check tire pressure after you let the gear cool down. Optional tire pressure indications can show on the primary display system, and all airplanes show brake temperature indications. Two indicator pins, one forward and one aft, show the amount of wear on the brakes. And finally, the ram air turbine generator compartment is on the right side of the airplane, just aft of the hydraulic service door. Warning: always stay clear of the area around and under the ram air turbine. If the ram air turbine should deploy, anyone beneath it could be seriously injured. Nose landing gear. The P40 service and APU shutdown panel is on the aft side of the nose landing gear shock strut. You close the forward nose landing gear doors with the P40 service panel. You also turn on the light in the nose landing gear wheel well from this panel. There is an unsafe light on the forward side of the wheel well. Use the P40 service panel to test the nose landing gear door unsafe light. You can connect to the flight interphone, service interphone, and cockpit voice systems from this panel. You can also call the flight deck from this panel. On the forward side of the nose landing gear shock strut, there is a parking brake light, a brake off light, and a brake on light. The nose gear axle jacking point is under the axle. To tow the airplane, be sure to move the towing lever to the towing position and install the lock pin. Then attach the tow bar to the lug on the forward side of the nose gear. Pneumatics and conditioned air. The air start truck or conditioned air truck can be positioned on the left side of the airplane, forward of the wing. The high pressure connection access door is just forward of the left environmental control system or ECS bay access door. You connect pneumatic power to the airplane at this location. There are 3 high pressure ground connectors behind the access door, and 1 ground conditioned air connector forward of each ECS bay access door. You see the connectors when you open the ECS low pressure connection access doors. Waste and water servicing. The lavatory truck and the potable water truck are positioned on the left and right sides of the airplane near the tail. The aft potable water service panel is on the right side of the airplane, just forward of the bulk cargo compartment door. You can fill the entire system from this panel, as well as drain the aft part of the system. A quantity gauge on the service panel shows the amount of water in the tanks. To fill the system, connect the water supply line to the tank fill port and start the water supply. Then, move the tank fill valve handle to the open position. When the tanks are full, water will flow out of an aft overboard discharge. To drain the forward part of the system, use the forward potable water system drain panel. The panel is aft of the forward cargo door on the right side of the airplane. The lavatory service door is on the left side of the airplane near the aft potable water service door. To service the system, open the waste drain cap. Connect the drain hose to the waste drain fitting and push the lever on the waste drain fitting. Pull each of the 3 T-handles to the drain system. Connect ground flush lines to the 3 waste tank rinse fittings. Drain the flush liquid. Push each of the T-handles closed. Make sure you add pre-charge to the waste system. The cabin system control panel and the cabin area control panels in the passenger compartment allow you to check the potable water quantity, and monitor waste systems. Cargo doors. The cargo doors are on the right side of the airplane. They are the forward cargo door, the aft cargo door, and the bulk cargo door. Put cargo handling equipment in the positions shown. Let's take a closer look at the doors, beginning with the forward cargo door. The forward cargo door has 8 witness ports to show the position of the door latches and locks. The door is latched if the arrow points to the target, and the door is locked if you see the door locked circle. To unlock the door from outside the airplane, release the exterior lock handle and make sure the vent door opens. There is also a handle release to unlock the door from inside the airplane. With ground handling power, you can electrically operate the door from an exterior control panel, which also has switches to control the cargo compartment lights. Or you can operate the door from an interior control switch. To manually operate the forward cargo door, you need a 3/8-inch drive tool. The latch manual drive socket lets you manually operate the latches. A socket in the upper right corner lets you operate the door when the door is not latched and near fully closed. And a socket on the forward edge of the door lets you operate the door to the fully open position. Now let's look at the aft cargo door. The aft cargo door is a plug-type door. Again, with ground handling power, you can electrically operate the aft door from an external control panel. Or from interior control switches. To manually operate the aft cargo door, use the lift latch manual drive socket to unlatch or latch the door. and the hinge manual drive socket to open or close the door. Finally, let's look at the bulk cargo door. The bulk cargo door can only be operated manually. To open the door from outside, pull out on the external handle until you can turn it to the unlatched position. A counterbalance supplies the force to open the door, and a hydraulic snubber controls the door opening rate. When the door is fully open, make sure to attach the hold open strap. To close the door, pull the door down, then rotate the handle to the unlatch and then the latch position. Make sure when you release the handle, it goes in flush to the door. There is also an internal handle for operating the door from inside the airplane. One final warning. Make sure you do not open the cargo doors in winds more than 40 knots. This program has shown you the service locations and service vehicle positions for a Boeing 777 turnaround. We have looked at the equipment centers, supplying electrical power, fueling, engine checks, APU servicing, hydraulic servicing, main landing gear, nose landing gear, pneumatics and conditioned air, waste and water servicing, and the cargo doors.